Ready to go? I will in a sec. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. We are delighted to have you with us here in the ballpark neighborhood and at one of our favorite Denver eateries, Snooze, to make a big announcement today. So I will do the grand reveal right now to tell you about what we're talking about. We are here today to announce our Denver jobs agenda. And what this is focused on specifically is how do we make sure that we can offer opportunity to every single Denver resident? And how do we develop a plan that is going to grow 10,000 jobs over the next 3 years? And so I want to talk you through a little about the 4 different components of this plan and why it has such an important impact on workers in this city, on entrepreneurs in this city, on small businesses and mid-sized businesses all across Denver. What you will see here is 4 different components of what we think is necessary to help grow jobs over these next 3 years. And the first part of that is what we call Launch Denver, which is if you are a resident living in Denver who has a dream to start a business, we want to be able to help make it easier for you to envision, dream, and launch that business. So what Launch Denver will do is provide up to $6 million of funding through the Downtown Denver Development Authority to help support entrepreneurs in their launch phase. We have great examples of that right here in Denver. Don't have to look any farther than our most recent IPO from Ibotta. Ibotta was an idea on a napkin here in Denver when they came to our Office of Economic Development for initial investment to help them make cash flow before they could ever get a product built. It was now the largest technology IPO in Colorado history on the stock exchange in the last 2 years. And so this fund will help us identify and support those partners with an incubator that we will look to develop in partnership with the University of Colorado. And we'll talk more about that as you hear from Adib on the road ahead. So that's stage 1. The second is, okay, let's say you are a small business owner in Denver. You've gotten your small business up and launched, but you need capital to help your business grow. And sometimes it's hard to find that capital to be able to grow your business. Like, for instance, 20 years ago, there was an amazing entrepreneur who's here today, Adam Schlegel. Where is Adam? Adam had a vision to say, you know what Denver and the world needs? They need a bacon, pineapple, jalapeno pancake first thing in the morning, which it turns out no one else believed 20 years ago. And now I can tell you that was the idea for Snooze. Our economic development team was one of the early funders to help them build that idea. Snooze, thanks to Adam and his brother John's vision, is now in 10 states. It has 70 locations. It is undeniably Colorado's best pancake because you had a visionary entrepreneur with some important public backing to say, let's take this great idea and grow it. That is what this Build Denver Fund will do. It's $10.5 million to help small businesses grow through the next stage of their expansion to bring great products to Denver. The third one is we also are launching a program called Open Denver, which is the idea that we want the world to know that Denver is open for business. And if you have a business that you have established and built and you're looking for the place to find a home for that business, we want those businesses to come to Denver. And so this Open Denver Fund, also funded by the Downtown Denver Development Authority, will put $40 million into attracting businesses and jobs to our city, with the idea that this both helps drive economic growth, it helps create jobs, and it helps create a wonderful ecosystem of business and economic growth in the city. And so thank you to the Downtown Denver Authority. You'll hear from Mary, who's one of the board members there, in a few minutes. But that's a key component of our strategy around attracting businesses from around the country, around the world, to Colorado. One example of this you might have just seen is about a month ago, we brought eGym, which is a major gym provider based out of Munich. They were looking to move and open a North American headquarters. We have a direct flight to Munich, and so that was a huge opportunity for them to say, we want to make Denver the new headquarters. Whether you're coming from Munich or from Minneapolis or from Dallas or from California or from Iowa City, we want folks to know if you are looking for a place to take your business to the next level, Denver is the place to do that, and we are very, very open for business. And then finally, we want to really focus on every single worker in Denver who is looking for a chance to build a career. And so if you are trying to find a job right now or you have a job but it doesn't pay the rent in the way that you need, we're working hard to make the city more affordable every day on things like reducing the cost of housing and reducing the cost of childcare, reducing the cost of utilities, reducing the cost of transportation. But the other equally powerful thing we can do is help increase the amount of earnings that people bring home by connecting them to careers that support a family wage for the rest of their lives. And so our Work Denver program will help provide Denverites with training that they can go through, where our team at Economic Development helps cover the cost of that training so you can enter a high demand career that's going to pay you a family wage. We have great business partners that our team has brought along that are there and ready to hire folks when they come through those programs. So that could be someone who wants to be a flight attendant at Southwest Airlines or United, who are two of our great partners. That could be someone who wants to be a pipe fitter and partners with our local union of local pipe fitters 208, which is one of our key partners. It could be someone in cybersecurity or working for Lumen. We have a whole number of different industry verticals where if you are a Denverite looking to move from a job to a career, or looking to move from unemployed or underemployed to fully employed, this Work Denver program will deploy $45 million over the next 3 years to help people connect Denverites with the careers of their choice that will help drive the city forward. And so we think this is an incredibly important, urgent, and ambitious plan to support all of Denver businesses and all of Denver residents. Important to know that almost zero of these dollars are actually general fund dollars. Most of these come from state, federal partners, as well as our Downtown Denver Development Authority. So in times of tight budgets, we're both making sure we're investing in our workers and in our businesses, and also making sure we're protecting the general fund. And so we're really thankful for all the partners, especially the DDA, who have helped make a lot of this portfolio possible. So that is what we are excited to talk to you about today. I have a series of experts here. We're going to talk you through a little more in depth of each of these programs and how they work, but we are honored to have you here for the launch of the Denver Jobs Agenda. With that, I will turn it over to the man, the myth, the legend, the leader of our economic development team and the guider of this movement, Adib Khan.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, everyone, for being here, and good morning. I'm excited, really, to be here with you all, especially here at Snooze. Such a terrific small business here in our Denver community. I cannot overstate the power of small business. As somebody who literally grew up in a small business, it's something that has changed my life. Their impact runs much more deeper than the product they offer or the service that they're providing, but they are job creators. They provide opportunities, they build careers, they open up pathways to prosperity. Behind every storefront is a first job, a new skill, a paycheck that supports a family. Behind every enterprise is somebody that has a chance to build a future that they can be proud of. When a business succeeds, it does not succeed alone. It lifts up their employees, it lifts up their families, and it lifts up the entire community. And that's why small businesses are such a critical component to building an economy that works for everyone. And that is our mission at DIDO, building an economy that works for everyone. And DIDO plays a critical role in all the components of the plan that the mayor laid out. We support our small business ecosystem. We serve our small businesses. We are recruiting new corporate headquarters to move into Denver, and we are ensuring that our residents have access to programs and resources to support finding jobs and a successful career. We are passionate about investing into a strong workforce. Through the Work Denver pillar, our strategy is about connecting real people to real support with real training, real credentials, and real jobs. Through the Denver Jobs Agenda, we're making sure job seekers have what they need to build a career, not just a job. A significant part of this work is carried for us by our Denver Workforce Division. Our Chief Workforce Officer, Tony Anderson, is here today. He and his team are offering no-cost training and credentials to strengthen our workforce, including several new initiatives. Today, we are launching our Denver Green Workforce Hub, where we're investing more than $2 million to train 750 residents into good jobs in green construction, energy efficiency, electrification, and resiliency. We are building the future of Denver. These residents will earn credentials, connect with employers, step into apprenticeships that lead to lasting careers. Earlier this month, the city launched the next chapter of the Technology Employment in Colorado Partnership. This 3.0 version will connect 900 people to careers in tech, aerospace, and aviation, supported by $7.4 million in grant funding. Through the Mayor's Youth Works program, we'll connect 6,500 young people to jobs and resources this year alone. That's Denver's future workforce starting today. Additionally, with the support from the Buell Foundation, today Denver is announcing the Early Childhood Education Workforce Initiative, where we will expand and strengthen our ECE workforce across the metro area. Because the simple truth is that parents cannot work if they cannot find childcare. And when we invest in these jobs and the people who care for our kids, every other part of the economy can thrive. Finally, our Denver Workforce Division remains available at one of our workforce centers, online, at job fairs, and working with employers to serve over 20,000 Denver residents annually to ensure that they have the services and resources to connect to workforce opportunities. A strong economy also needs new ideas and new companies. That's why I'm also excited today to announce a new partnership with CU Denver to help startups get off the ground, raise money, and grow right here in Denver. Startups create high-paying jobs and train the next generation of innovators. This is our Launch Denver initiative, and Denver is ready for this. Last year alone, we saw the second highest investment of venture capital into Denver companies on record, over $7 billion. On top of that, Denver was ranked the 26th best startup ecosystem in the world, according to the 2025 Startup Genome Report. We have world-class research universities, a culture of entrepreneurship, and strengths in industries like tech, aerospace, bioscience, and energy. CU Denver anchors this effort, and I want to commend the partnership that we have with Chancellor Ken Christensen, who is here from CU Denver. CU Denver and the CU system bring so much to this. They have founders, students, researchers, engineers. CU Denver has also a tremendous track record of turning discoveries into real businesses. We share aspirations jointly on creating a state-of-the-art innovation hub in downtown Denver, and we are continuing to work on a location, and we hope to have more on that in the months to come. Also later this summer, DEDA will invite proposals from proven partners to run programs supporting companies at two critical moments: when a founder is turning an idea into a real product, and when a young company is ready to win customers and raise investment. We will hold ourselves accountable. We will measure success the way it should be measured: companies landing customers, raising capital, hiring in Denver, and choosing to stay and grow here. Through all of these initiatives, we will build more than an economy. We are building opportunity. We are committed to creating jobs that support families, investing in the entrepreneurs and the small businesses that bring our neighborhoods to life, and investing in an innovative ecosystem that attracts talent, sparks new ideas, and drives lasting change and opportunity for all Denverites. Thank you again for being here, and with that, I'd like to introduce Mary Nguyen, who is the founder of Olive & Finch and a DDDA board member.
Hi, everyone. I'm also a business owner, and I've opened up locations in neighborhoods all across Denver and in the heart of downtown, and I've experienced both the incredible opportunities and the real challenges that come with investing in our city. Every new location is a leap of faith. You sign a lease, you invest your own capital, you hire employees before you even have customers. But most importantly, you believe in the future of your city. I've made that decision many times over the last 20 years, and I can tell you this: confidence matters. It matters when you're deciding where to invest, where to grow, and where to create these jobs. And the DDA exists exactly for this reason: to reinvest downtown's growth in ways that strengthen Denver's economy and to create opportunity. This $40 million commitment is exactly that. It's an investment in confidence. More than buildings, more than office spaces, it's a confidence that encourages businesses to invest, expand, and create high-quality jobs. And for businesses, that kind of confidence, it truly matters. It creates an environment where existing businesses have the confidence to expand, where new businesses choose to invest, and where employers choose to create new opportunities for Denver residents. Now, as a business owner, I can tell you that these decisions, they don't happen overnight. Businesses invest when they believe in a place. We hire when we see momentum, and we hire and grow when we see confidence in the future. And that's why this investment is so important. The DDA isn't waiting for growth to happen. We're helping create the conditions that encourage businesses to invest, to expand, and create high-quality jobs. And that's an innovative approach, and that will make Denver more competitive. And it's so impactful because it's part of a broader strategy. Through the Denver Jobs Agenda, we're bringing together business attraction, workforce development, entrepreneurship, innovation, and access to capital. And over the past 20 years, I've learned that one of the most rewarding parts of growing my business and isn't just opening new locations, it's the team that grows alongside of it. And that's what this is all about. It's about creating high-quality jobs and giving Denverites the opportunity to build careers, support their families, and invest in their own futures. Now, downtown has long been the economic heart of our city, but when downtown succeeds, every single neighborhood in Denver succeeds. So our future is bright, and I am so proud to be a part of a city that doesn't wait for opportunity to happen, but actually creates it. Thank you. I'd love to introduce Ceal Prinster, who is the President and CEO of the Colorado Enterprise Fund.
Thank you, Mary, and thank you, Mayor Johnston, Adib, and everyone who has made this Build Denver loan program of Denver possible. Colorado Enterprise Fund is proud to partner with the City of Denver on this important initiative because we know, as all of us do, that one of the biggest barriers for small businesses is access to affordable capital. Every day we meet with business owners that have strong ideas, solid business plans, and the determination to succeed. But many don't qualify for traditional financing. Build Denver fills that gap by providing affordable loans that help businesses start, grow, and create jobs. Through this $10.5 million loan program, Denver businesses can access financing from $10,000 to $350,000 with additional amounts available through CEF funding. We're offering below market interest rates to make it affordable and flexible terms designed to meet businesses where they are. And because Build Denver is a revolving loan fund, every dollar repaid is reinvested into another Denver entrepreneur, creating lasting impact for years to come. What makes this program especially valuable is that it combines financing with business coaching. Capital opens the door, but coaching helps businesses build stronger financial systems, improve their operations, grow responsibly, and position themselves for long-term success. Coaching will be a key part of the program and available to every business who applies and receives a loan from Build Denver. For 50 years, Colorado Enterprise Fund has worked alongside entrepreneurs who are building businesses, creating jobs, and strengthening communities all across Colorado. We're so excited to bring that experience to this partnership with the City of Denver. Small businesses are such an important part of Denver's economy, but more than that, they're what give our neighborhoods their character, create opportunity, and help keep our local economy strong. When we invest in entrepreneurs, we're investing in jobs, stronger neighborhoods, and a more resilient Denver economy. That's exactly what Build Denver is designed to do. Thank you so much for this partnership with Colorado Enterprise Fund, and we look forward to working with the City of Denver for many years to come. And with that, I'd like to introduce David Welsh from DDP.
I don't know if these mics are going to work for me. I'll just use my voice, I think. Wow, this is a big morning, right? Good morning. Thanks for coming. Mayor Johnston, thanks for including us. Adib, we appreciate it. The Downtown Denver Partnership is excited for the city and DDDA's approval of this new $40 million offering to attract more jobs to all of downtown, but focusing really on uptown. Downtown Denver has always been the economic heart of our region. Today's announcement is important because it gives Denver something we haven't had before, a dedicated tool to compete for major employers making significant location and expansion decisions. Visitors and residents in downtown have come back. What we want is for the daytime employers to come back. Companies today have choices. Cities across the country are aggressively competing for investment, for talent, for jobs. This new Open Denver program allows Denver to compete from a position of strength by supporting employers that are willing to make significant long-term commitments to our downtown. What makes this program different is that it is performance-based. Public dollars are tied to measurable outcomes: new jobs, private investment, occupied office space, long-term economic activity. Companies must first make the investment and meet their commitments before receiving reimbursement. But this is about much more than filling office buildings. Every new employer, as some of our folks have mentioned, that chooses downtown Denver brings employees who support restaurants, retailers, hotels, transit, arts, and cultural institutions, and the hundreds of small businesses that depend on a vibrant daytime economy. Those investments ripple through our local economy, strengthening property taxes, expanding the downtown tax base, and creating new opportunities for Denver residents. Perhaps just as importantly for today's announcement is it really sends a message beyond Denver. It tells companies across the country that Denver is open and investing in its future. We look forward to partnering with all the folks on the stage, mayor, city, DDDA, business community, and our regional partners as we put these new tools to work. With that, I would like to bring up J.J. Ament, President and CEO of Denver Metro.
Thanks, David. Thanks, David. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. J.J. Ament with the Denver Metro Chamber of Commerce. Really excited to be here to support the mayor's jobs agenda. At the Chamber, our vision is for the economic empowerment of every Coloradan. And that isn't realized by just stating it or putting it on the wall. It's realized when somebody earns a credential, gets a good job, and starts building a career that supports their dreams and goals. And workforce development is one of those most direct tools that we have to turn economic growth into opportunity that reaches into every neighborhood in Denver. This jobs agenda, the 3-year, $45 million workforce development strategy, represents something that we at the Chamber really believe, and that's a vibrant economy and an empowered workforce aren't competing, they're the same goal. Talent is the number one factor when employers are deciding where to grow and invest. And when we invest in Denver, training residents, we give the region more competitiveness and give employers a reason to expand and invest here. And our members tell us that frequently their biggest constraint is not really always capital or real estate, it's finding talented and skilled workers. And this plan invests directly in closing that gap. The strategy is also employer-driven, which means we're not guessing about future skills. Businesses will help define the skills that they need, shape the curriculum, and then hire the graduates, so the training leads directly to great jobs. And when we say economic empowerment for every Coloradan, we mean every Coloradan. And this plan intentionally reaches veterans, opportunity youth, older workers, residents with disabilities in every neighborhood, so there can be full participation in the economic benefits of a thriving Denver economy. And skills-based hiring opens doors, widening both the talent pool and the opportunity. So the Chamber is really excited and proud to stand behind this work. Business and government and education each hold a piece of the solution, and this plan brings us all together at the same table. So I know the chair-elect of the Chamber's Board of Directors, Mark Cordova, a small business person himself, every employer in the region should engage directly, hire from these programs, host apprenticeships and internships, and let's help shape the workforce of the future for our region. When Denver invests in its people, our members win, our region wins, and we move closer to achieving economic empowerment for everyone. So thank you, Mr. Mayor, for your leadership, and Adib, and I'm sure these good folks might have a few questions for you, so please welcome back the Mayor of Denver.
All right, we are happy to take a couple questions. I also want to thank and recognize the small business right behind you, which is Blenco, which is one of our newest small businesses, amazing enterprise with fantastic food, coffee, drinks. I think the owner may be here somewhere. Yes, there she is. Thank you so much. So make sure and get all of your coffee, refreshment, and food needs from there as well afterwards. All right, open for questions.
When it comes to recruiting corporate headquarters here, it sounds like you guys are actively doing this right now. You mentioned that. We just lost Palantir, which has a huge impact on the state's economy, the city's economy. Are there any comparable companies that are being recruited, and like who is the moonshot company that the city is actively trying to get?
Well, two things. One is I think I have a different take on the Palantir move. As you know, Palantir had only about 250 employees here. When they moved their headquarters, those employees are still here. And so they still have the same office space, same employees present. It's not a huge dramatic change on the net economy of the city. But I think what we do know is we are looking very seriously at how do we attract the next generation of businesses. And I think we are looking across industries, across regions. We think that our airport is a tremendous asset here. That's been true for us internationally with organizations like eGym that relocate. If you're looking to have one headquarters in North America, there's no better place to get to East Coast, West Coast, Canada, Mexico than from Denver. And so we're looking at all options, and we do have a couple of moonshots, but I couldn't tell you because then their board of directors would know. So we have to work a little more surreptitiously on that effort, but we do have a couple big ones we're working on.
Mary, you mentioned that most of this is coming from state and federal grants. Can you tell the source of funding behind all these programs?
I can do most of those, and what I'll tell you is the total all-in city number, Tony will help you figure it out, but it's somewhere around $1 million or less. About 99 of this 100 is coming from other sources. The most obvious ones are the Open Denver Fund, this $40 million fund. That is entirely from the Downtown Denver Development Authority. Most of our Launch Denver Fund is also from the Downtown Denver Development Authority. And then most of our Build Denver and Work Denver funds. Build Denver comes from a special revenue fund that the city has. It used to be the John Malone Fund, or Herman Malone Fund is now the Build Denver Fund. Then our Work Denver program that Tony leads, most of that comes from federal workforce dollars. And so it's a little bit bucket by bucket of where most of those come from. Any questions? Yes?
You said you're looking across industries for the bigger companies, but for small businesses and for new jobs, what industries are you mainly focusing on bringing businesses?
Yes, and I'll let Adib come in to talk about that. I think what's important for us is this Denver jobs agenda is focused on every Denverite, whatever stage they're in. So if you want to build a career, we're going to help you find the job training. If you want to start a business, we'll help you start one. If you have one you want to grow, we'll help you grow it. And if you are looking for a new career and you want to find it at a new business that relocates to the city, we think those are all opportunities for Denver residents. I would say we're looking across multiple sectors, but Adib, do you want to talk about the verticals of places where we're most targeting recruitment? Or JJ?
Yeah, I think for us, when we look at the businesses, for example, the Build Denver program, which is really designed for small business and providing that access to capital, we've started receiving applications that are going through the underwriting process right now, and we're getting them from every industry. We have auto mechanic shops, we have pet stores, we have restaurants, so really we're agnostic when it comes to the small business itself, but we want to make sure that whatever the small business is, they have access to the resources and the support they need to be successful. We also always try to look at our industry clusters as a source of strength. So the Metro Denver Economic Development Corporation, which is part of the Denver Metro Chamber, has identified economic development clusters where we have a high amount of talent and a concentration of businesses. Typically, that concentration of talent allows us to be able to recruit more businesses within the same industries, and so we have a lot of focus in those key sectors as well. Yeah, so we have our aerospace and aviation, we have our energy and natural resources, we have food tech, we have, I'm probably blanking on several of them, our bioscience as well, our tech industry, so several of them, but I would recommend going to the EDC website and looking at all the industry clusters. I believe there are 10, is that right, JJ?
9 plus 2, there's lifestyle, arts and culture and outdoor recreation.
That's right, arts and culture and outdoor recreation are two of our lifestyle economies as well.
Please, jump in.
I just might add, when we create incentives like this is what continues to give us a competitive advantage when we compete for recruiting, but not just businesses that are coming here, but businesses that are already here and hoping to grow. This morning, the Denver Metro Chamber board meeting, our Economic Development Corporation reported that right now they're working with 52 active prospects who are considering the region, over 12,000 primary jobs associated with those projects, and over $12 billion of capital investment. So those projects can take time, but when we create incentives and show welcoming and and provide the ability to deliver a talented and skilled workforce, it helps us close on those prospects.
Yes, sir.
Friends of mine who have moved their businesses from downtown Denver, went to Aurora, went to other different cities. For you personally, why is this so important to be able to go and have more businesses come back to downtown Denver? Why is this personally so important?
That's a good question. I think two things. One is economically, it's a huge driver for us to have those businesses in this city creating jobs and creating a tax base is really important for us. But also, we think as far as Denver's identity, we want it to be a place where people want to come and want to build a business. And so you've seen over the last couple of years us work hard on addressing any of those things that might discourage a business from being here, where they say, oh, it's too hard to get a permit. We now have a fast-track permitting process. You can get a permit for a business in under a month in downtown. It's too slow to build something. We now have a Denver permitting office that makes what used to be a 3-year construction timeline, 180-day timeline. And so we've tried to, if people were worried about crime, we've now dramatically driven down crime and driven down homelessness. We've tried to listen to all of the things people raise as their concerns or their attractions, and I think this was the last step. As JJ said, we know no place else in the country can compete with being an hour and a half from the best mountain resorts in the world, or have the best concert venue in Red Rocks, or 6 pro sports teams, or the best weather, or a great place to raise your kids, or parks every 5 minutes from your home. But we do know a lot of those places that are less fun to live throw a bunch of money at these companies to be able to say, all right, we might not be as good as Denver, but we'll give you more money. Our belief is we know folks want to come here. If we can at least compete on the economic incentives, that allows us to change a lot of people's minds towards the place where their employees would most want to live, which would be Denver.
Time for one more than hydration break for us all.
Just like the workout. That's right.
Since there are so many pillars to this, I'm wondering if you could just reiterate, if I'm a company who's interested in possibly moving my headquarters to Denver, what exactly is the incentive that they would get through this agenda?
Yeah, and I'm going to try to give you a 30-second clip, which you can use. And the easy way is you can come to denvergov.org/Denver Jobs Agenda, and all of these are there. So it's one-stop shop for everyone to find. But if you are looking to build a career, we want you to come to Work Denver. If you have an idea for starting a business you haven't started yet, we want you to come to Launch Denver to get resources to help launch that. If you have a small business up and running, but you're struggling and need money to help grow it, we want you to come to Build Denver to grow that business. And if you have an established business someplace outside of Denver, we want you to come to Open Denver to move that business to Denver. And the incentives and supports vary based on the stage of your company or the size, but what we will do with everybody is work with your individual or your business to build a plan that makes you successful and that makes Denver your home. Thank you all so much for being here. Really grateful for your help and support. Thank you to all of our partners. Please grab a drink, cocktail, bacon jalapeno, pineapple pancake, because that's what you need to make your day complete. Thank you all so much.